In the small town of Ravenwood, nestled between ancient forests and mist-laden hills, stood an old, dilapidated schoolhouse known as Blackwood Academy. Once prestigious and bustling with the laughter of children, it now sat abandoned, shrouded in mystery and whispers of the supernatural. Legend had it that Blackwood Academy was cursed, its very foundations tainted by the dark secrets of its past. Over the years, tales emerged of strange occurrences within its walls, disembodied whispers echoing down empty corridors, ghostly apparitions drifting through the shadows, and inexplicable cold spots that chilled even the bravest souls. Despite the warnings and ominous stories, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the abandoned school one fateful Halloween night. Among them were Sarah, a skeptic who laughed in the face of superstition, and her friends Jake, Emma, and Max, each driven by their own curiosity and desire for adventure. As they stepped through the creaking doors of Blackwood Academy, an oppressive atmosphere descended upon them, suffocating in its intensity. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the faint sound of footsteps echoed from unseen corridors. Determined to uncover the truth behind the school's haunting, the group ventured deeper into its shadowy depths, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. They laughed nervously, attempting to mask their growing unease as they explored classrooms filled with dusty desks and forgotten textbooks. But as the night wore on, their laughter turned to fear as they encountered inexplicable phenomena, flickering lights, slamming doors, and eerie whispers that seemed to beckon them further into the darkness. Sarah, the most skeptical of the group, found herself increasingly unsettled by the inexplicable events unfolding around her. Her skepticism wavered as she felt a chilling presence watching from the shadows, its malevolent gaze piercing through the veil between the living and the dead. With each passing moment, the boundaries between reality and nightmare blurred, and the group found themselves trapped in a labyrinth of terror. Desperate to escape the clutches of the school's sinister influence, they raced against time, their hearts pounding with fear as they searched for a way out. But as they reached the crumbling stairs leading to the exit, they were met with a sight that chilled them to the core. Standing before them was the ghostly figure of a young girl, her eyes hollow and empty, her pale face twisted in anguish. Frozen in terror, the group watched helplessly as the spirit reached out to them, her spectral form flickering in the dim light. In that moment, they realized the horrifying truth: Blackwood Academy was not merely haunted by restless spirits, but cursed by a darkness that hungered for their souls. With a deafening shriek, the ghostly apparition vanished into the night, leaving behind only whispers of a forgotten tragedy that had claimed the lives of those who dared to tread within its walls. As dawn broke and the first light of morning pierced the veil of darkness, the abandoned school stood silent once more, its secrets buried deep within its haunted halls. And though the teenagers escaped with their lives, they would forever be haunted by the chilling memory of their night at Blackwood Academy, where the echoes of the past whispered of horrors yet to come. Years passed, but the memories of that harrowing night at Blackwood Academy lingered like a lingering fog in the minds of Sarah, Jake, Emma, and Max. Despite their best efforts to move on with their lives, the specter of the haunted schoolhouse continued to haunt their dreams, a constant reminder of the darkness they had witnessed. Sarah, once the staunchest skeptic among them, found herself plagued by nightmares of the ghostly apparition that had crossed their path that Halloween night. The image of the young girl's sorrowful eyes haunted her waking hours, a silent accusation of their intrusion into the realm of the supernatural. Jake, the daredevil of the group, attempted to brush off the events of that night with a nonchalant swagger, but beneath his bravado lay a deep-seated fear that gnawed at his sanity. He found himself drawn to the mystery of Blackwood Academy, unable to shake the feeling that they had left something unfinished within its cursed halls. Emma, the sensitive soul who had always been attuned to the unseen forces that lurked in the shadows, withdrew into herself, haunted by visions of the past that refused to fade. The echoes of the ghostly whispers followed her wherever she went, a constant reminder of the fragility of the barrier between the living and the dead. And then there was Max, the voice of reason amidst the chaos, whose logical mind struggled to reconcile the inexplicable events they had witnessed with the rational world he had always known. He delved deep into research, scouring ancient tomes and dusty archives in search of answers that remained maddeningly elusive. But despite their efforts to leave the horrors of Blackwood Academy behind them, fate had other plans in store. One by one, they found themselves drawn back to the abandoned schoolhouse, unable to resist the pull of its malevolent presence. In the dead of night, they reunited beneath the shadow of Blackwood Academy, their hearts heavy with trepidation as they prepared to confront the darkness that had haunted them for so long. Armed with determination and a flicker of hope, they ventured once more into the heart of the haunted school, their footsteps echoing through its silent halls. But as they delved deeper into the labyrinth of shadows, they soon realized that they were not alone. Something ancient and malevolent stirred in the darkness, its presence looming like a specter over their fragile souls. With each step, the air grew colder, and the whispers grew louder, until they were enveloped in a suffocating embrace of darkness. And as they reached the heart of Blackwood Academy, they came face to face with the source of its cursed legacy. There, in the crumbling ruins of the school's forgotten past, they discovered the truth that had eluded them for so long, a tragic tale of betrayal and loss, of a young girl whose innocent spirit had been torn asunder by the cruelty of those who had once called her friend. Driven by desperation and despair, the spirit of the young girl had lingered within the walls of Blackwood Academy, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead, her restless soul crying out for justice. And in that moment of revelation, Sarah, Jake, Emma, and Max realized that they held the key to setting her free. With hearts heavy with sorrow and remorse, they vowed to right the wrongs of the past, to break the curse that bound the spirit of Blackwood Academy to its haunted halls. With trembling hands and voices filled with determination, they performed the ancient rites that would banish the darkness once and for all, their words echoing through the empty corridors as they confronted the specter of their own fears. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Blackwood Academy stood silent once more, its cursed legacy laid to rest at last. And though the memories of that fateful night would linger in their hearts forever, Sarah, Jake, Emma, and Max emerged from the darkness stronger than before, their bond forged in the crucible of fear and redemption. And so, the tale of Blackwood Academy faded into the mists of time, a cautionary reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all, and the power of friendship to overcome even the most terrifying of nightmares. The town of Ravenwood heaved a collective sigh of relief as the malevolent presence that had hung over Blackwood Academy dissipated with the breaking dawn. The once abandoned school, now free from the shackles of its haunted past, stood as a silent testament to the courage of those who dared to confront the supernatural. As the years passed, Sarah, Jake, Emma, and Max went their separate ways, each carrying the indelible mark of their shared experience. The events at Blackwood Academy became a distant memory, a story whispered around campfires and passed down through generations, blending truth and legend into a tapestry of ghostly folklore. Yet, despite the apparent resolution, the town remained wary of Blackwood Academy. Locals avoided its crumbling walls, and parents warned their children not to venture too close, for the supernatural tendrils of its dark history still lingered in the collective consciousness. The four friends, bound by the secrets they shared, found solace in their enduring camaraderie. But the echoes of that haunted night never truly faded. Sarah, now a journalist with an affinity for the unexplained, continued to seek out stories of the supernatural, forever haunted by the memories of her encounter with the ghostly apparition. Jake, whose bravado had waned over the years, sought redemption in helping others confront their fears. He became a counselor, guiding troubled souls through the darkness and teaching them that courage could be found in the most unexpected places. Emma, always attuned to the spiritual realm, embraced her gift and became a medium, helping lost souls find their way to the afterlife. The haunted halls of Blackwood Academy had awakened a dormant sensitivity within her, and she used her abilities to bring peace to tormented spirits. Max, the rational thinker, delved even deeper into the mysteries of the supernatural. He became a paranormal investigator, seeking out the unexplained and attempting to understand the boundaries between the living and the dead. His quest for knowledge became both a passion and a penance for the role he played in the events that transpired at Blackwood Academy. In the years that followed, the town of Ravenwood transformed. The shadows that once clung to the edges of the community receded, replaced by a sense of renewal and hope. The story of Blackwood Academy became a cautionary tale, a reminder that the past, no matter how buried, had a way of resurfacing when least expected. And so, as the seasons changed and the town of Ravenwood moved forward, the old schoolhouse stood as a silent sentinel, its history etched in the weathered bricks and worn floorboards. Though the whispers of the supernatural had been silenced, the lessons learned that fateful night would forever echo through the corridors of time, a testament to the enduring power of friendship and the triumph of light over the darkest shadows. In the quiet town of Eldridge, nestled amid rolling hills and ancient woodlands, stood an imposing structure known as Hollowridge Manor. Once a grand mansion that echoed with the laughter of its inhabitants, the imposing estate had long been abandoned, its faded elegance now shrouded in an air of foreboding mystery. Legend spoke of Hollowridge Manor as a place cursed by a tragic love story that had unfolded within its walls centuries ago. The tale told of a young woman named Isabella, whose forbidden love for a servant named Thomas had led to a series of heart-wrenching events. The lord of the manor, unable to accept their love, condemned them to a fate that left Isabella forever separated from her beloved, her spirit condemned to wander the halls of the mansion. Despite the eerie tales that surrounded Hollowridge Manor, a group of intrepid friends decided to explore its decaying corridors one moonlit night. Among them were Alex, a skeptic who dismissed the ghostly stories as mere superstitions, and his friends, Emily, Michael, and Olivia, each driven by their own mix of curiosity and excitement. As they crossed the threshold into the looming mansion, a chill swept through the air, and the echoes of forgotten whispers seemed to dance along the edges of their consciousness. Dust hung thick in the stagnant air, and the creaking floorboards beneath their feet seemed to protest their intrusion. Undeterred by the eerie ambience, the group ventured deeper into Hollowridge Manor, their flashlights casting long shadows on the peeling wallpaper. The grandeur of the past had given way to decay and neglect, yet the mansion retained an otherworldly beauty that captivated their imaginations. As they explored room after room, the oppressive atmosphere intensified. Muffled footsteps echoed in the empty halls, and inexplicable drafts of cold air sent shivers down their spines. Unseen eyes seemed to watch their every move, and the group began to feel as though the very walls of the mansion held secrets waiting to be uncovered. It wasn't long before strange occurrences unfolded around them. Doors slammed shut on their own, spectral figures appeared fleetingly in their peripheral vision, and the temperature plummeted in certain rooms, as if the very essence of Isabella's sorrow lingered in the air. Alex, initially dismissive of the supernatural, found himself growing uneasy. The weight of the history that clung to Hollowridge Manor pressed upon him, and a sense of unease settled in the pit of his stomach. Emily, sensitive to energies beyond the visible, felt a deep connection to the tragic tale of Isabella, her emotions mirroring the heartbreak that had unfolded within those very walls. As the night wore on, the group stumbled upon a forgotten library, its shelves filled with dusty tomes and decaying manuscripts. Amid the musty books, they discovered a faded portrait of a young woman with hauntingly familiar eyes, Isabella herself. It was a pivotal moment that sent shivers down their spines, as if the ghostly figure of the long-lost lover was silently pleading for their help. Driven by a mixture of fear and empathy, the group decided to delve deeper into the mystery of Hollowridge Manor. They uncovered the tragic love story that had unfolded centuries ago, the betrayal and heartbreak that had left Isabella's spirit trapped within the mansion's walls. As they delved into ancient records and deciphered cryptic clues, the group realized that the only way to free Isabella's tormented soul was to reunite her with the spirit of her lost love, Thomas. The mansion, they discovered, held a hidden chamber where the ill-fated lovers had exchanged secret messages. With determination in their hearts, the group embarked on a perilous journey through the labyrinthine corridors of Hollowridge Manor. Guided by the flickering light of their flashlights and the whispers of the past, they found the hidden chamber, its door concealed behind a tapestry that seemed to depict the tragic tale of Isabella and Thomas. As they entered the chamber, a spectral presence filled the air. The room seemed to come alive with the echoes of a love that had defied time itself. A faint glow enveloped the room, and the temperature rose as the spirits of Isabella and Thomas, long separated by the cruel hand of fate, manifested before the astonished group. With tearful eyes, Isabella and Thomas reached out to each other, their reunion a bittersweet symphony of love and sorrow. As their spectral forms embraced, the very foundations of Hollowridge Manor trembled, and a blinding light enveloped the room. In that moment, the curse that had bound Isabella to the mansion for centuries was broken. The grandeur of Hollowridge Manor began to crumble, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted like a veil being torn away. Isabella and Thomas, their love finally set free, vanished into the ethereal realm together, leaving behind a sense of peace that had long eluded the forsaken estate. The group, now witnesses to a love story that had transcended time and tragedy, emerged from the ruins of Hollowridge Manor forever changed. The mansion, once a place of spectral unrest, now stood as a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. As the first light of dawn painted the horizon, the group stepped out into the cool morning air, the once ominous silhouette of Hollowridge Manor reduced to a backdrop of ruins against the breaking day. The town of Eldridge, now free from the grip of the cursed mansion, embraced a newfound tranquility. The tale of Hollowridge Manor became a cherished legend in Eldridge, passed down through generations as a cautionary story of love, loss, and redemption. And though the mansion itself lay in ruins, its history etched in the stones that once held its grandeur, the spirits of Isabella and Thomas found eternal solace in each other's arms, their love transcending the boundaries of time and lingering like a gentle breeze through the now quiet town of Eldridge. Years passed, and the story of Hollowridge Manor continued to weave its way through the fabric of Eldridge's history. The once abandoned mansion became a focal point for curiosity seekers and historians alike, drawn by the allure of its tragic past and the mystery of its spectral inhabitants. For Alex, Emily, Michael, and Olivia, the events of that fateful night remained etched in their memories, a shared bond that transcended the passage of time. Each went their separate ways, carrying with them the lessons learned amidst the crumbling walls of Hollowridge Manor. Alex, once a skeptic who had scoffed at tales of the supernatural, found himself drawn to the unexplained. He embarked on a journey of self-discovery, exploring the depths of ancient folklore and uncovering the hidden truths that lurked beneath the surface of the mundane world. His quest for knowledge led him to distant lands and forgotten realms, where he encountered mysteries that defied rational explanation. Emily, whose empathic soul had been forever touched by the tragic tale of Isabella and Thomas, dedicated herself to helping others find closure. She became a counselor, guiding those burdened by grief and loss toward healing and reconciliation. Her deep understanding of the human heart allowed her to connect with people on a profound level, offering solace in times of darkness and despair. Michael, whose adventurous spirit had led them into the depths of Hollowridge Manor, channeled his passion into the pursuit of justice. He became a lawyer, defending the rights of those who had been wronged and fighting tirelessly for truth and fairness. His unwavering commitment to justice earned him respect and admiration, as he championed the cause of the voiceless and oppressed. Olivia, the quiet observer whose keen intellect had helped unravel the mysteries of Hollowridge Manor, pursued a career in academia. She became a historian, dedicated to preserving the rich tapestry of Eldridge's past and unraveling the secrets hidden within its ancient archives. Her research shed light on forgotten legends and untold stories, ensuring that the legacy of Hollowridge Manor would never be forgotten. As the years rolled by, Eldridge flourished, its streets bustling with life and laughter. The once ominous shadow of Hollowridge Manor faded into memory, replaced by a vibrant community united by the bonds of friendship and shared history. But even as time marched inexorably forward, the echoes of the past lingered in the quiet corners of Eldridge. On moonlit nights, when the veil between the worlds grew thin, whispers of Isabella and Thomas could still be heard drifting through the streets, their love immortalized in the annals of time. And so, the tale of Hollowridge Manor became a beacon of hope in a world fraught with darkness, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love and redemption could triumph over despair. As the sun set on Eldridge, casting long shadows across its storied landscape, the spirits of the past watched over the town with a silent vigil, their presence a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend the bounds of mortality and live on in the hearts of those who remember. As twilight descended upon Eldridge, casting its gentle embrace over the town, the spirits of Hollowridge Manor stirred once more, drawn by the whispers of a world beyond the veil. In the quiet hours of the night, when the moon hung low in the sky and the stars shimmered like diamonds, the ancient mansion became a beacon of spectral energy, a gateway to realms unseen. For deep within the crumbling ruins of Hollowridge Manor, a new chapter was about to unfold, one that would test the bonds of friendship and courage forged in the crucible of darkness. It began with a series of inexplicable events that sent tremors through the heart of Eldridge. Strange lights flickered in the windows of Hollowridge Manor, and eerie whispers echoed through its deserted halls. Residents spoke in hushed tones of ghostly apparitions that wandered the grounds at night, their mournful cries piercing the stillness of the air. Alex, Emily, Michael, and Olivia, reunited by a shared sense of duty, found themselves drawn back to the place where their journey had begun. Though years had passed since their fateful encounter with the spirits of Hollowridge Manor, the call of the supernatural stirred something deep within their souls, a lingering connection to the mysteries that lay hidden within its walls. As they ventured once more into the heart of the abandoned mansion, they were met with a sight that filled them with dread, the spectral figure of Isabella, her ethereal form aglow with an otherworldly light. Beside her stood Thomas, his eyes filled with a sorrow that transcended the boundaries of time. The spirits of Hollowridge Manor spoke of a darkness that threatened to engulf Eldridge, a malevolent force that sought to break free from its ancient prison and wreak havoc upon the world. They spoke of an ancient curse, born of jealousy and betrayal, that had festered within the heart of the town for centuries. Determined to unravel the mystery that lay at the heart of Eldridge, Alex, Emily, Michael, and Olivia delved deep into the town's history, uncovering secrets long buried beneath layers of forgotten lore. They discovered tales of forbidden rituals and dark alliances, of souls bound by blood and vengeance, and of a darkness that had slumbered beneath the surface, waiting for its moment to rise. Armed with knowledge and resolve, the group embarked on a perilous journey to confront the darkness that threatened to consume their town. Guided by the spirits of Hollowridge Manor, they traversed ancient forests and treacherous paths, their hearts heavy with the weight of destiny. But as they drew closer to the source of the darkness, they encountered formidable challenges that tested their courage and resolve. Shadows lurked in every corner, and unseen forces conspired to thwart their progress at every turn. Yet, through sheer determination and unwavering faith, they pressed on, their bond forged in the crucible of adversity. And as they reached the heart of the ancient forest, they came face to face with the embodiment of the darkness that had plagued Eldridge for so long. A creature of pure malevolence, its form twisted and grotesque, emerged from the depths of the forest, its eyes burning with an unholy fire. It spoke in a voice that chilled the very marrow of their bones, promising destruction and despair to all who dared defy its will. But Alex, Emily, Michael, and Olivia stood their ground, their spirits unbroken by the specter of fear. With voices raised in unity and hearts filled with hope, they unleashed the power of friendship and love, a beacon of light that banished the darkness and scattered the shadows to the winds. As dawn broke over Eldridge, casting its golden rays upon the tranquil town, a sense of peace settled over the land. The curse that had plagued its inhabitants for centuries was broken, its grip on the hearts and minds of the people shattered by the bravery of four friends who had refused to surrender to despair. And as the sun rose high in the sky, casting its warm embrace over the land, the spirits of Hollowridge Manor faded into the ether, their mission fulfilled and their souls finally at rest. Eldridge, once a town haunted by the specter of its past, emerged from the shadows stronger and more resilient than ever before. And though tales of Hollowridge Manor would continue to echo through the annals of time, they served as a reminder of the indomitable spirit of those who dared to confront the darkness and emerge victorious in the light of day. In the heart of a mist-shrouded valley, where ancient oaks stood sentinel and shadows danced in the moonlight, lay the sleepy town of Whispering Pines. At its center, nestled amidst whispering trees and ivy-covered walls, stood the imposing edifice of Greenwood Hall, a once grand mansion now cloaked in legend and lore. For generations, the tale of Greenwood Hall had woven its way through the fabric of Whispering Pines, a tapestry of mystery and tragedy that haunted the town like a lingering specter. It was said that the mansion was cursed, its halls haunted by the restless spirits of those who had met untimely ends within its shadowed embrace. Among the townsfolk, tales of ghostly apparitions and inexplicable phenomena were passed down from generation to generation, each whispered rumor adding another layer to the mansion's dark legacy. But despite the warnings and superstitions, a group of intrepid explorers dared to venture into the heart of Greenwood Hall one fateful summer's eve. Leading the expedition was Clara, a spirited young woman with an insatiable thirst for adventure, and her companions, James, the steadfast skeptic who scoffed at tales of the supernatural, Sophia, the quiet dreamer who believed in the magic that lurked within the shadows, and Ethan, the thrill-seeker whose courage bordered on recklessness. As they crossed the threshold into Greenwood Hall, a chill swept through the air, and the once grand foyer lay cloaked in shadow. Dust motes danced in the dim light, and the air was heavy with the weight of centuries-old secrets. Undeterred by the eerie ambience, the group ventured deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, their footsteps echoing like whispers in the stillness of the night. They explored forgotten ballrooms and dusty libraries, their imaginations ignited by the tantalizing promise of hidden treasures and untold mysteries. But as the hours passed and the darkness deepened, they soon discovered that they were not alone within the hallowed halls of Greenwood Hall. Strange occurrences unfolded around them, doors slammed shut of their own accord, ethereal voices whispered secrets long forgotten, and shadows danced in the corners of their vision. Clara, the stalwart leader of the group, felt a chill run down her spine as she sensed the presence of something ancient and malevolent lurking in the shadows. Her skepticism wavered in the face of such palpable dread, and she found herself questioning the very nature of reality. James, ever the voice of reason, attempted to rationalize the inexplicable phenomena they encountered, dismissing them as mere tricks of the mind. But beneath his cool facade, a seed of doubt took root, and he began to question the limits of his own understanding. Sophia, attuned to the unseen energies that pulsed through Greenwood Hall, felt a sense of unease settle over her like a shroud. Her dreams were filled with visions of the past, echoes of lives long forgotten, and she struggled to decipher the messages that whispered through the darkness. And Ethan, whose thirst for adventure had led them into the heart of Greenwood Hall, found himself confronted by a terror unlike any he had known. His bravado faltered in the face of the unknown, and he clung to his companions for comfort in the gathering gloom. As the night wore on and the mysteries of Greenwood Hall unfolded, the group found themselves ensnared in a web of deceit and betrayal that spanned centuries. They uncovered tales of star-crossed lovers and vengeful spirits, of family secrets buried beneath layers of deception, and of a curse that had doomed Greenwood Hall to eternal darkness. Driven by a sense of urgency, Clara and her companions delved deeper into the mansion's haunted history, piecing together fragments of the past in a desperate bid to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden within its walls. But with each revelation came new dangers, and they soon found themselves ensnared in a deadly game of cat and mouse with forces beyond their comprehension. As tensions reached a boiling point and the darkness threatened to consume them, Clara and her companions discovered the key to breaking the curse that held Greenwood Hall in its thrall. It lay buried deep within the heart of the mansion, a long-forgotten artifact imbued with the power to banish the shadows and restore light to the darkest corners of Whispering Pines. With courage and determination, they embarked on a perilous quest to retrieve the artifact, braving traps and treacherous obstacles in their path. Their journey tested the limits of their resolve, but they refused to waver in the face of adversity, their bond forged in the crucible of danger. And as they stood before the ancient relic, bathed in its ethereal glow, they knew that their moment of reckoning had come. With trembling hands and hearts filled with hope, they unleashed the power of the artifact, a beacon of light that pierced the darkness and banished the curse from Greenwood Hall forever. As dawn broke over Whispering Pines, casting its golden rays upon the tranquil town, Clara and her companions emerged from the shadows, their spirits unbroken and their souls forever changed by their harrowing journey. Greenwood Hall, once a place of despair and darkness, now stood as a beacon of hope, its haunted halls cleansed by the light of a new dawn. And as the townsfolk gathered to celebrate their victory over the forces of darkness, Clara and her companions knew that their adventure was far from over. For in the heart of Whispering Pines, where shadows danced and secrets whispered on the wind, the legacy of Greenwood Hall would live on, a testament to the enduring power of courage, friendship, and the indomitable human spirit. As the sun cast its warm embrace over Whispering Pines, Clara and her companions found themselves hailed as heroes, their bravery celebrated by the townsfolk who had long lived under the shadow of Greenwood Hall's curse. Yet, amidst the jubilation, a sense of unease lingered, for they knew that the darkness they had vanquished was but a fraction of the malevolent forces that lurked beyond the veil. Determined to confront the lingering threats that still haunted Whispering Pines, Clara and her companions embarked on a new quest, their resolve unshakable in the face of the unknown. With the artifact that had banished Greenwood Hall's curse as their guide, they ventured forth into the depths of the ancient forest that surrounded the town, where whispers of ancient evils and forgotten magic danced among the trees. Their journey led them to the heart of the forest, where an ancient grove stood bathed in moonlight, its sacred energies pulsing with the rhythm of the earth. It was there that they encountered the guardians of the forest, ancient spirits who had watched over Whispering Pines since time immemorial. The guardians spoke of a darkness that threatened to engulf the world, a primordial force that sought to shroud the land in eternal night. They spoke of an ancient prophecy, foretelling the coming of heroes who would rise to challenge the darkness and restore balance to the world. Clara and her companions knew that they were the chosen ones, destined to face the darkness and emerge victorious against all odds. With the guidance of the guardians, they embarked on a quest to gather the ancient artifacts scattered across the land, each imbued with the power to tip the scales in the battle between light and shadow. Their journey took them to distant lands and forgotten realms, where they faced trials and tribulations that tested their strength and resolve. They encountered ancient dragons that slumbered beneath the earth, guardians of lost kingdoms whose wisdom held the key to unlocking the secrets of the past. They delved into forgotten tombs and crumbling ruins, where the echoes of bygone civilizations whispered tales of glory and despair. They faced enemies both mortal and immortal, their courage unwavering in the face of insurmountable odds. But with each artifact they gathered, the darkness grew stronger, its tendrils reaching ever deeper into the heart of Whispering Pines. Shadows danced along the edges of their vision, and whispers of ancient evils echoed through the night, a constant reminder of the peril that lurked just beyond the horizon. As they journeyed onward, Clara and her companions discovered that the true source of the darkness lay not in the world around them, but within the depths of their own souls. They confronted their deepest fears and darkest desires, embracing the light that burned within them and casting aside the shadows that sought to consume them. And as they stood on the precipice of destiny, poised to confront the darkness that threatened to engulf the world, they knew that their journey was far from over. For in the heart of Whispering Pines, where shadows danced and secrets whispered on the wind, the fate of all mankind hung in the balance. With courage in their hearts and the power of friendship by their side, Clara and her companions prepared to face their greatest challenge yet. For they were the chosen ones, the heroes of legend destined to rise against the darkness and usher in a new era of hope and light. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting its dying rays upon the ancient forest, they ventured forth into the unknown, their spirits ablaze with the fire of determination and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Through the winding paths of the ancient forest, Clara and her companions journeyed, their resolve unyielding despite the daunting challenges that lay ahead. The whispers of the wind and the rustle of leaves seemed to guide their steps, leading them ever closer to the heart of darkness that threatened to engulf Whispering Pines. As they traveled deeper into the forest, the air grew thick with the palpable tension of impending conflict. Shadows clung to the gnarled branches overhead, and the very ground beneath their feet seemed to tremble with unease. Yet, Clara and her companions pressed onward, their determination unwavering in the face of adversity. Their quest led them to the ancient ruins of a forgotten citadel, where the echoes of a long-lost civilization whispered secrets of ages past. Within the crumbling halls, they discovered the final artifact, a relic of untold power, said to hold the key to sealing the darkness once and for all. But as they reached out to claim the artifact, they were confronted by the manifestation of the darkness itself, a malevolent entity whose form twisted and contorted with each passing moment. Its eyes burned with an unholy fire, and its voice reverberated through the chamber like the tolling of a funeral bell. With a voice that dripped with malice, the darkness sought to tempt Clara and her companions, offering promises of power and dominion in exchange for their allegiance. But they knew that to succumb to such temptations would mean sacrificing everything they held dear: their friendships, their ideals, and the very essence of their souls. With steely resolve, Clara and her companions stood firm against the onslaught of darkness, their spirits fortified by the bonds of friendship and the knowledge that they fought not only for themselves, but for the fate of all mankind. In a climactic battle that spanned the ages, Clara and her companions unleashed the power of the artifacts they had gathered, their combined strength a beacon of light in the face of overwhelming darkness. The very foundations of the citadel shook with the ferocity of their struggle, and the air crackled with the energy of elemental forces locked in eternal combat. With each blow struck and each incantation uttered, Clara and her companions chipped away at the darkness that had plagued Whispering Pines for so long. Their courage and determination were matched only by the sheer tenacity of their adversary, whose malevolent presence seemed to grow stronger with each passing moment. But in the end, it was the power of love and friendship that proved to be the darkness's undoing. With a final, desperate surge of strength, Clara and her companions unleashed a torrent of light that consumed the darkness in its entirety, banishing it from Whispering Pines forever. As the echoes of battle faded and the dust settled upon the ruins of the citadel, Clara and her companions emerged victorious, their spirits weary but triumphant. The darkness that had once threatened to engulf Whispering Pines was vanquished, its malevolent influence shattered by the indomitable power of hope and courage. In the days that followed, Whispering Pines basked in the warm embrace of a newfound peace, its inhabitants united in their gratitude to Clara and her companions. The tale of their heroic deeds echoed through the ages, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the greatest of adversities. And though the shadows of the past lingered in the corners of memory, Clara and her companions knew that the bonds they had forged would endure for eternity, a beacon of light in a world filled with darkness. For in the heart of Whispering Pines, where legends were born and destinies fulfilled, the spirit of adventure lived on, a timeless reminder of the triumph of good over evil and the power of friendship to light the way.